Welcome to another episode of the WeakLEE Podcast. My guest with me tonight is a known artist out here in New Orleans, one of the nice singers, songwriters, Mr. Burnell Taylor.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. I've been seeing you working.
Yeah, I've been trying, bro.
Yeah.
So tell the people about yourself.
Well, I'm Burnell Taylor. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, the East to be specific. Singer-songwriter. I've been doing this since I was probably about 5.
Yeah.
And I started taking it serious when I was about 13 after Hurricane Katrina.
And what made you start taking it serious?
I want to be honest. I really think, and I look back at Katrina happening, and there's so much negative that you could pull from it. But I think the positive was I really was able to tap into like my purpose. So after Katrina, I got in my first ever talent show. Chris Brown album had just came out, and I did Yo. And after I did that, I won second place. I ain't went first because the dude that was playing the piano, I ain't know how to play no instruments. So it was like he automatically was going to win. So that's what really, motivated me to feel like that I could really do this for a career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what made you start? Like, who actually had you start singing?
I'm going to be honest. My mama is a singer and my grandfather, he was in a band. So between them two, I think it was just like in my DNA. Like, I think it was just meant for me to be a singer. And my aunt, she used to pay me $5 to sing for everybody in the living room. So that's why I'm not scared to sing now, because I feel like she instilled that in me at an early age. So yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, what difficulties you had like in your early stages of your career?
I say one of them is I remember feeling like because I wasn't trained, like I didn't have no vocal lessons, like I wasn't in school for music or anything like that. I always felt like I was less than the people that was privileged to have all of these things, like the lessons and all that. And then I just realized that just as well as they have something that I don't have, I have something that they don't have. And I feel like it's just a natural, gift from God, like it have to be, because everything I do, I literally do by ear. So I feel like that was one of the biggest challenges I had. And then once I realized that, we could curse.
Yeah, you curse.
It ain't a nigga like me. I was like, it don't even matter. Like, yeah.
I understand that. So it's just like your confidence wasn't where it probably should have been.
Right.
Because you felt like you didn't.
I lacked experience.
Right.
So like, even, I'm sure you probably gonna ask me about Idol too, but like, even when I was on American Idol, I was around all these people that had so much more experience than me. So I felt nervous, like I felt like I wasn't gonna make it far, because some of these people had auditioned for the show like multiple times, and not only did they audition, they made it far. They just didn't make it to the live round. So I always felt like, man, like I'm around all these people that's been doing this. They've been singing for recording and all. Before I got on Idol, I wasn't in the studio. I probably did like a song, but like I wasn't in the studio recording. I did a couple weddings, but like I didn't have no real experience. But that goes back to me saying, whatever is for you, it's going to be for you.
Yeah.
It's never going to pass you by. So once I sat in there and I realized that it ain't nobody like me, like, I was cool. I was good. Like, yeah.
So who you was when all that American Idol
I was
started?
19.
Right.
Yep, fresh out of high school.
So how that whole process was for you? How that was?
Man, how much time we got?
Take your time, brother.
I mean, the pros of it, like I said, was the experience. Like, I remember graduating high school and I didn't have no plan. Like, my teachers was coming up to me saying, like, Burnell, they didn't say Burnell, I'm lying, because none of my teachers called me Burnell. People didn't even know my name was Burnell until I got on the show. Like, all the teachers called me by my nickname, which is Scooter. So they used to be walking up to me like, Scooter, what you gonna do? Like, everybody got a plan. They going to college. And I'm just telling them, like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna be a singer. Like I just feel like it's gonna happen. Now, mind you, probably like a couple of months before we graduated, I had auditioned for X Factor, and it was this big thing. Like everybody was going around the school saying, "School to auditioning." They like bigging me up, saying all this. Went all the way out to Texas, auditioned, and didn't make it. So I remember saying like, I'm not doing none of these shows no more. Like, and then literally that May, I remember sitting there in our living room, and the commercial came on that they was coming to New Orleans for auditions. And I looked to my mom, I'm like, I don't know, I just got a feeling like this might be the time. And I remember, bro, literally everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know you have to camp out for like to even register before you even audition for American Idol. So we go to the arena. It's the Smoothie King now, but what it was before?
The New Orleans Arena.
Yeah, we went there. And it's about 6,000-7,000 people camping out. And literally everybody was like, I'm gonna come with you, I'm gonna come with you, I'm gonna come with you. And at the last minute, everybody was like, I can't come.
Of course.
Right. So then I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna walk by faith, I gotta go by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go by myself. And literally when I got out there, it was just a feeling that I had. I'm like, I feel like God wouldn't have allowed me to come out here by myself and it don't work in my field. And I remember camping out at the time. I'm sure you know Ombre. She an artist. She from Ombre was actually, I had met Ombre in the line as we camping out or whatever, and it's basically like a big old. It's like, in my opinion, at the time, I feel like it was a big old ego thing. Like everybody out there trying to. This before you even audition, everybody out there singing. They trying to show like, oh, I sing better. And I'm like, I'm just peeping the scene. I'm just peeping the scene. I'm like, man, these people ain't even about to make it. Like, I already know I'm in the door.
Right.
So we wound up registering, and once we went in there, because we got to go back the next day. Once we went in there and auditioned, one of my other friends had came out there and auditioned too. And at the time, we was in two different parts of the line. So when you register, like they give you a seat, you have to sit in a specific seat. But my friend, she like, come over here, come sit by us or whatever. So I went over there, not knowing that is this all God. So in 2010, I auditioned for Idol as well. But this round that I'm doing, I didn't make it past this round. So once I went set by her, we go down and they bring us to the middle of the floor. I wound up having the same lady that I auditioned for in 2010. And what they do is like 4 people, and they make you go step up one by one, and y'all have to sing.
Right.
And I was the only one that made it out the 4. And she was telling me, she was like, I believe in you, like, don't disappoint me. And I'm like, you know what's so crazy? I auditioned for you in 2010. And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah. So that happened, went through that. Now this where the politics, because mind you, I never made it this far.
Right.
So I don't know nothing. So they like write on a piece of paper, your story or whatever. So my story, I was, typical, I ain't had my daddy in my life. Like, I grew up without my daddy. And he came to my house once I made it. Because we have to go back. We went to Baton Rouge and we had to audition, in one room. And you got to make it out that room to get to the next room. So once they did all that, they came to my house and they're like, yeah, so tell us a little bit about your upbringing. I'm telling them. They're like, okay, so I guess they ain't like my story. It was too typical. So they like, at the time, I want to say it was Hurricane Isaac that had just passed. And they was like, so how was Isaac? And I'm like, mind you, I'm gullible. I don't know nothing. I don't even know the setup they be doing right now. They're like, how was Isaac? I'm like, oh, it was cool. Like, we had the power went out or whatever. They're like, so how did it compare to Katrina? and boom, not knowing what they doing, they took the Katrina thing and they ran with it. So they like, oh, we gonna talk about Katrina. And mind you, I stayed for Katrina. I was in Katrina. So it's not something that I really just like talking about. Like, it was a very traumatic experience. So I'm just like, these people that got me talking about Katrina. So then I flipped the switch on them because I wound up, when I saw myself on TV for the first time, I'm like, damn, I didn't know I was that big. Like, mind you, got a treadmill and everything in my house. Them motherfucker collecting dust. I'm like, man, I'm about to try to lose weight as fast as I can. So then once I got back, once we went to Hollywood Week, they ain't even recognizing me. Mind you, I'm like one of the people that I'm a target at this point because the commercials had started rolling. So when I auditioned, I made Mariah cry. So they used that to promote the new season coming. So everybody, they looking for this person that was on a commercial, but I look totally different. So I go in there and I do my interview, and one of the people, like, after they talking to me, she like, wait, Burnell? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, y'all thought y'all was fast, but y'all wasn't quick as me. So then the narrative changed from Katrina to he lost buku weight. Right. So I'm like, all right, now then, finesse the system or whatever. But bro, I could go, listen, I could write a whole book about Idol, bro. Let's just move on, because I don't want to say nothing I'm going to regret saying, bro. Like, it had its good, but it had its bads too. Yeah. Like, definitely.
A lot of it had to do with who you know, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it did too. Like, I was from New Orleans, so my mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't no green like person. So I feel like I was kind of difficult to work with because I stood up for myself. Like, I spoke up when things. Yeah, when things wasn't
trying to get somebody, they want to quiet you down and all that stuff.
When things wasn't right, like, for instance, when we went on tour, I can't say this. When we went on tour, we have, like, the girls have a hairstylist and the boys have a barber. Now, when we got to the arena, they like, the barber is in the room or whatever. I goes in the room. White lady. Now, I don't judge a book by its cover because she could be cold. Like, so I sat down and I'm telling her, I'm like, I want you to line my beard up or whatever like that. She like, I could try. Bro, what? I'm like, mind you, at this point, I had just started like growing my beard out. So I'm like, if she messed my beard up, like, it's gonna be a problem. So I remember just, mind you, I'm 19 too at the time. So I just with the flashing, like, I went in the hallway. I'm like, man, y'all down bad. Y'all got somebody in here. I don't care if she white. I don't care if she a woman. But y'all need to get somebody, because it was only 2 black boys in the top 10. Right. So they came up with this idea that all the cities that we need a haircut in, we could just get up and they'll have the runner bring us to the nearest barbershop, while everybody else is able to get 15, 20, 30 minute extra, they could sleep while we got to get up. I felt like that was, an inconvenience, like, because y'all wasn't thinking about somebody that could cut everybody hair. Yeah, like, y'all was only worried about a select few people, like it was already picked who they already gonna roll with. So I'm like, we got to get up out of our sleep and go to, mind you, y'all ain't got no security coming with us or nothing. I remember one time we was in Chicago and they're like, we gonna bring y'all to the barbershop. And I'm like, I'm looking out the car. I'm like, man, we is in the hood. Like, I'm looking at the other dude. I'm like, man, I'm from New Orleans, so, you know what I'm saying? You don't really get no hooded in New Orleans, but I'm looking at him like, you worried? Because they got us in the trenches. Like, and I just felt like it was down bad on their part, because y'all could have had somebody in here that could cater to everybody, not catering to just one type of person. So I feel like for me, I wasn't a pleasant person to work with.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
but
just the
I
fact
stand
that it
on
could
that
have been
though.
better. Yeah.
Because if you let people do anything, especially in that industry, if you let them do anything, they gonna walk clean over you. Like, you gotta stand up for yourself. You gotta be a voice for yourself. Nobody ain't gonna speak up for you. Like, you gotta speak up for yourself.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
And what number you was when you got?
I finished number 7.
Right.
Yeah.
That still ain't bad though.
Same number as Jennifer Hudson. Let that sink in. Yeah.
So, what after you got cut from there, how like your mental was with that?
Bro, when I tell you, I like maybe from like, mind you, my grandmother, who has always been instrumental in my life, God rest her soul. My grandma had just literally as I'm on the show, she had got diagnosed with COPD. That's what it's called? It's like a lung disease or whatever. So she was on a oxygen machine like 24/7, and it just kept getting worse. And I was dealing with that, and then too, I feel like people don't ever talk about the bad that come with losing weight, because it's like soon as you start gaining it back, it's like everybody, like I had people coming up to me, like family members walking up to me like, you putting that weight back on now, you putting that, not even knowing that psychologically y'all really messing with my head. Like, so it had got to the point where I was like, so like, well, I'm gonna say that was kind of like further down the line. Like right after I got off the show, I say that I did feel like people had started, because all the fake love had kind of died down. Like, you know, people feel like if they don't see you on TV, out of sight, out of mind, like you fell off or whatever. So I remember maybe from like September all the way up until like July, June, the end of June. I remember just feeling like, man, I don't feel like I'm ever gonna bounce back from this. Like, cause Idol is like, they really, in my opinion, I feel like they spoil you. Everything done for you, like your interviews done, your clothes.
Give you a taste of that life.
Yeah. Your food, all that. Like literally, you ain't doing nothing but showing up and getting paid. Like, so I feel like when they snatch that away from you, a lot of people don't know how to navigate through life after that.
Going back to the real world.
Yeah, so I just remember feeling like, man, I'm never gonna bounce back from this. And I remember maybe like, it was like a Thursday, I was laying down sleep, and something just told me, I know it was nothing but God, something just told me, get up. And when I got up, he like, go to Twitter. And I'm not even knowing why I'm doing this. He like, go to Twitter. I go to Twitter, I go to my DMs, and I see I got a DM from Nicki. Yeah. And she like, I need a number on you ASAP. And like, I'm looking at the page, because I'm like, man, this got to be a fake page. Like, I'm going on the page, I'm like, no, it's really her. I'm like, I sent the number, but it took her like 2-3 hours to hit me. So now my mind wondering, because I'm like, what she need my number for? Like, and I remember my nerves had got so bad to the point where I started working out. Like, I'm like, man, I don't know what else to do. I started working out. So she called me. She like, hi, Bernie, because she used to call me Burn. She like, hi, Bernie. I'm like, what's up? Like, I'm trying to play it cool. I'm like, what's down? Like, what's down, Nick? She like, I got an idea, but it's not set in stone. I want you to open for me for the BET Awards. And I'm like, mind you, I'm still like, play it cool, nigga. Yeah. Play it cool. She like, you think you can handle it? I'm like, yeah, I can handle it. She like, all right, I'm about to go run it by production and I'm gonna see what they say. I'm like, all right. So now I'm hype. I'm like, oh yeah,
I'm back.
Y'all niggas thought it was over. Y'all niggas thought it was over. I went to telling my mom, and I said, get up. We going to the BET Awards. So my mama like, wait, what's going on? I'm like, she just called me and said she want me to open for the BET Awards. Mind you, I'm not even knowing that it's gonna happen because what a lot of people don't understand, either those productions, it's not as easy. I don't care who you are. It's not as easy as just saying, oh, I want somebody to come and sing. Like, because it's all mapped out. Like, they have it, mapped and planned out. So in the back of my mind, even though I'm saying it's gonna happen, in the back of my mind, I'm like, it might not happen. But just me knowing Nicki and knowing our relationship, like, I knew that she was gonna make sure it was gonna happen. So I remember like 11 o'clock that night, I got a call. I'm like, hello? They like, it's a go. They like, where you flying out of? I'm like, New Orleans. They like, all right, you flying here in the morning. And I'm like, what? And he like, don't say nothing. It's a surprise. None of that. So I remember getting there and I remember flying straight into rehearsals. And when I got there, mind you, Nicki was a judge on Idol. So every time I've seen Nicki, she's always been dressed up, dolled up, whatever. This was my first time seeing her like regular. Like I'm like, I'm in the room just looking at her like, mind you, we done been around each other a lot, but I'm just amazed like she regular like, and I remember being in the room with her and I was just talking to her. I'm like, y'all made the girls my season. They made the girls seem so much better than the boys. So I'm like, y'all amp the girls up so much. I'm like, why you call me? And she like, why not you? Or whatever. So I remember just being like, oh yeah, I'm locked in now. Yeah. And every day, every rehearsal, I was doing something different. Like, I'm talking about I was so nervous. And the day of, we did the dress rehearsal. Dress rehearsal is when everybody put their performance outfits on and y'all run through the show like it's the actual show. And I did something different again. And before I could get out the stage, they like, Nicki wants you in her room. And I'm like, all right. Like, I'm thinking I'm about to get a gift or something. Like, I ain't thinking it's nothing bad. I get in there, I walk in the room, they all sitting like in a circle. And I'm like, as soon as I walked in there, I'm like, nah, this ain't good. Right. So I sit down, she like, Burnell, I love you on the business and the personal level, but you're not about to fuck up my show. Not a New Orleans nigga in me wanted to be like, you could have said that without cursing, huh? Right. But it was a lesson for me. Like, I had to humble myself because once she started saying everything she was saying, she like, literally everybody was, I think, in my opinion, I think that was the last good BT Awards. Everybody was there. She was like, Chris Brown here, August here, Trey here. I could use any one of them, but I won't use you. And at the time, I didn't know that the vocal coach that was the vocal coach on Idol was her vocal coach as well. So what they did on the show is they split all the contestants up. It was about 4 or 5 vocal coaches, and they split everybody up to who they feel fit what vocal coach best. So after she said what she said, he like, yeah, Burnell, I'm gonna be honest. They gave me everybody they knew wasn't going for. So I'm like, oh yeah? I'm like, y'all niggas, y'all, what y'all trying to, I feel like it was all a plan, like for me to really, cause even I didn't understand how big of a moment this was about to be. First of all, nobody knew I was performing. A lot of black people don't watch Idol like that anymore. So this was about to expose me to a bunch of people that never even heard me, like knew who I was. So I'm like, all right, bet. She like, I recorded a video of you that you did the other day. I like what you did here or whatever. And that's how I wound up getting her number because she had to text me the video. So I remember just, mind you, this is 30 minutes before the live show about to start. I remember listening to putting the earphones in my ear, listening to it over and over and over and over. They like, all right, it's showtime. We prayed, got on the stage, and on Idol, they taught us this trick. If we were scared to sing in the audience, to look above everybody's head. Man, as soon as the wall went up, first person I saw, Wayne. I'm like, man, I can't let my city down like this. Wayne right here. Like, I'm like, man, I'm about to go federal. So I did it. When I got off the stage, bro, when I tell you it was so overwhelming, like everybody, like 2 Chainz, so many people I'm walking past, they like, man, you killed it, killed it. And I'm telling them, I'm like, y'all, please bring me back to my hotel room because I feel myself about to like cry. And I'm like, I'm not about to cry for nobody. Right. So I'm like, man, bring me back to my hotel. I get to my phone, bro. And when I see it was so many unsaved numbers, like people that wasn't checking up on me, they wasn't saying like, how you doing? How you been?
Everybody see you now.
Yeah,
everybody see you again.
Now I got buku messages of people saying, I'm proud of you and all that, whatever like that, bro. When I tell you for the first time ever, I just went to delete. Like I wasn't even replying to them because I'm like, you had all this time to tell me, you know what I'm saying, you was proud of me, like, and I might have needed that on days where I wasn't really proud of myself, you know what I'm saying? And y'all wait till a moment like this to tell me that y'all proud of me.
That just be showing who really support you though.
Yeah. So, bro, I get back to the hotel room. I get on Twitter. Twitter is on fire, brother. Like, first of all, I was trending number 2 above anybody that was there. Like, the number 1 spot was the song that I sung, and then it was me right under it. Yeah. They had buku people saying like, who are you? Like, where you been? Like, it was really like crazy, bro. Like the city, everybody was like, because mind you, I told you it was a surprise, so nobody knew you was gonna be there. Nobody knew. All they heard was they had people saying, man, I heard your voice from the kitchen, and I ran to the living room. Like, it was crazy. It was insane, bro. And she had an after party that I wasn't even gonna go to because I had felt so overwhelmed. And someone was just saying like, man, go. And when I got there, I went with one of her background singers. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, so how this about to work? Because even when I lived in LA, because that's where Idol is filmed at, even when I lived in LA, I was underage. So I didn't know a lot about the club scenes. I ain't know nothing about that. So I'm telling her, I'm like, how this about to work? Because I'm about to go up to no door saying, oh, I'm here for Nicki. Like, so she like, oh, I could email her. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, I got her number. Right, like, she sent me the video. So I'm texting her, I'm like, what's up, Nick? We coming to the after party. She like, where you at? I'm like, we parking. She like, coming to the side door. They was closing the side door. So I'm like, they not letting us through here. She like, I'm about to send somebody. She sent about 4 security guards. They came, got me. I'm walking to the club. Everybody like, man, you killed it. When I got in the section, she like, what's up, superstar? And I'm like, what's that? I'm like, you the superstar. Like, she like, I saw you was trending on Twitter or whatever. And she was just like, I want to, say thank you for doing this for me or whatever. I'm like, you know what you just did for me? Like, you really just opened a whole new door for me. She like, they know who the fuck you is. I just had to remind them or whatever like that. Nah, she like, and this probably why I go so hard for her. Yeah. Cause I feel like she really misunderstood. But like, when I tell you the things like she's done for me, like, is unmatched. Like, she was like, when you leaving? I'm like, I'm supposed to leave tomorrow. She's like, you want to stay longer? I'm like, you think I'm about to say no? Right, I'm like, yeah. So yeah, like, and all of that, literally, I finished number 7. I was able to do all of that. That the year after, the same year that the show ended, I went to the BET Awards with NDIRE. And I tweeted in the seat that I was sitting in, and I said, mark my words, I'm going to be performing on this stage next year. And then next year, I was with Nicki. Yeah. Yeah.
How things work.
Yeah. You got to manifest. People don't understand that. Yeah. You have to. You got to speak life over yourself.
Gotta speak in the future, bro. Yeah. Got to.
Yeah.
So, what have you learned from the industry then to now? Like, is there really a difference from the things you learned from dealing with that to in the beginning to how you deal with it now?
I think the difference is, for me, it's just to not take shit personal. Like, I used to take everything to heart. Like, if I got a no, I was mad about the no. But sometimes the no be a blessing. Like, you don't really be knowing what God protecting you from. So I think that would be my biggest lesson, is like, the biggest difference is just not taking shit personal.
And that's a problem with a lot of people from New Orleans.
Yeah.
We take everything to heart.
Yeah.
We always mad.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's always fuck you.
Yeah. Like, as soon as something said or done that you don't like, you are ready to pop off.
Yeah.
So, what question you got for me, bro?
Man, I'm trying to start a podcast too. Nah, I don't really I see I will say this, because for me, I always applaud, especially black men, for being great fathers to their kids. And from what I could see, you're a great father, man, and I applaud you for doing that, because I know that sometimes, you know, I ain't gonna say we, because I don't got no kids, but black people in general, though, like, you know, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So I know being a black father isn't easy as well. And for me, I personally definitely want to have kids one day. Definitely want to have all boys. Man, I just feel like I'm gonna have a girl, Lord. It's crazy. But what's your biggest challenge you feel being a black father?
Ooh. It's really just the unknown. Like, you go off from what you see a lot. And I had a good father figure in my life, like my dad, and I try to resemble that. But at the same time, you still don't know how your child's future gonna be. No matter how you are with them from the beginning to the end of their life. Because if you look at me and my brother, right? He crazy and loud and life of the party. And I'm just chill, calm. But I do that as well. But with him, he's always like that. But we was raised in the same household. So like, he more so, he'd try anything, be with anything, just chaotic. And then with me, it's just like, I'm not so like that. So it's like, it's just hard to really work hard and set boundaries and standards and set up everything how you want your kids to be, but you still don't know if they're gonna be like that. That's the scary part about it. Because if you think about it, like, just people that you know and see, you'll see how they was raised, but then you'll be like, dang, how they end up like that? Man, listen, I know a few. Yeah, for real. And that's a scary thing. But that's the whole part of parenting. But you just gotta have faith in what you put in your kids to know at the end of the day, everything gonna work out.
Well, I applaud you, because I know it ain't easy.
And then, like, then dealing with different situations to make it worse. So it's like all about how you juggling it, because you may not be on the same page with somebody, or you may. At times you do, at times you're not. So it'd be a lot. It is.
I'm already knowing, bro.
It's a lot, bro.
I'm taking my time.
But I mean, it's a blessing, though. I really enjoy it, though. I love it. And my two mini-me's, they want to always be around me. Want to do everything I do. That's why I make sure that I got to be the right example for them.
Everything is environmental.
For sure.
They going to see exactly whatever you display for them. They going to see it and they going to want to do it. They going to want to mimic it. And
they pay attention to everything.
Man.
They be knowing you better than you do.
These children these days, these ain't the same. We wasn't the same kids these kids is, bro. Like, these kids different, man.
But you got to understand, too, they being raised by kids. Our generation, nobody want to grow up. They still want to be outside.
I don't know. I'm big outside. I don't got nothing time either. Nah, I'm joking. I really don't like outside. I mean, every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then, you step out, see who you gotta see, and go back inside.
Bro, I be so tired of seeing the same people, man.
And that's another thing. You always see the same people.
And then they turn everything ghetto, man. Like, literally,
that's
everything.
New Orleans, though, bro.
That's literally Orleans, everything. Bro, when I tell you when I first started going to Red Door in Whitson,
man.
When I tell you it was so chill, brother, like... I
walk in Red Door, grab me a drink, and walk right back out.
Man, when I tell you they be fighting around there like...
Bryce being up.
Man, they be fighting like cats and dogs. I just saw a video, man, past weekend. Buku girls fighting. I'm like...
Where? Red Door?
At Whitson.
Oh, they always doing something over there.
It ain't even Whitson no more.
What is it? They changed the name?
Yeah, it's Kyrie now.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I thought Kyrie was in.
But that's just like anything else. Like it's still gonna be
the same thing.
It's still gonna be like Twitter and X.
Right.
We still call X Twitter. Like.
So, one more thing about just you. What from your old self you take and hold on to better yourself now?
I would probably say two things. My drive, and then my mindset. Like I try to always remember that it's always mind over matter with anything that I do.
Sure.
Like these last couple of months. By the way, December 1st, I'm gonna be a whole year no smoking weed. I cannot believe it.
Congratulations,
bro. When I tell you, bro,
he been working on style, man.
Bro, you just gotta do it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, bro. When I tell you, I was one of them smokers where, like, I smoke when I get up, I smoke before I shower, get out the shower, smoke again, eat, smoke again, and then meat. My thing was, I used to smoke because it used to make me creative. Like, so I used to smoke anytime that I knew I wanted to write, or I felt like writing, or I felt like recording.
Yeah.
But then it just got to the point where I was just smoking and I wasn't doing nothing else. Like I wasn't using it as at my advantage. I was just doing it to do it. So I did we did a detox with my friends. We did a detox December 1st last year. And it was like the whole month. Right. And then when everybody else went back to smoking, I was like, you know what? And I had kind of already started my weight loss journey in September. So I'm like, I ain't about to go back to smoking. I'm gonna see how far I could go without smoking. Yeah. It'll be a whole year.
Keep it going, bro.
Nah. As soon as December 1st hit, I'm having me a kickback. And I'm talking about, listen, it's time. I don't know how I made it this far, because literally everybody around me, like I said, everything is environmental. Yeah. Everybody around me literally smokes. So I be having my moments where I'd be like, damn, let me just sit here one time. Like, but like I said, it's mind over matter. So I like to keep the same mindset that I had, especially when I was younger. Because I feel like when I was younger, I don't know, I just felt like I was a lot more focused than the average people my age. Like, even when I did the show, I feel like it was a blessing too, because I feel like it kind of forced me to mature. Like a lot of the things that I was doing, I had to like literally go cold turkey. Like I started going out when I was about 13, 14. Like, and I ain't talking no regular out. Like I'm talking about out, the teen clubs. Right. I started drinking at 15. Like, when they had the 2 for $6 Amsterdam, I used to go in the gas stations, and I used to be lying my ass off like I'm 21.
Yeah,
like
definitely called you out here.
Man, look. Dead. And at the time, they didn't have, like, you know how they have all flavors. Now they got pineapple and all that. It was only 2 kinds. It was the vodka and the gin. That was it. So I used to either get the vodka or the gin. The gin was my I used to get the gin a lot. But a lot of that stuff I used to be fighting. A lot of that stuff I had to just stop.
Yeah.
Because I felt like a lot of people was just like, you know, looking at me now. Like, and Idol, it was like, you had to be like a good boy, a good girl. Like, you couldn't have like no kind of nothing. Like, you just had to be clean. Like, so I feel like it forced me to like really grow up and like stop doing all this childish shit that I was doing. Like, yeah.
I understand that for sure.
Yeah.
Man, I say, just for me, the same question. Just my old self, just my motor, just staying ambitious and knowing that as long as I put God first, everything else gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just keep my purpose rolling and don't worry about the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that's always gonna be here. They ain't gonna never go nowhere.
And listen, a lot of people don't understand too. The more that you know that you're the chosen one, the more bullshit going. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come. Like it come with the territory. It's like I be in shit that I don't even be in.
Right.
Like I'm chilling. I'm cooling. Like I'm not doing nothing. Like. They be trying to throw me at all kind of. I do not. This the camera I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I do not give a fuck about being the king of nothing of New Orleans. Like, please stop with the conversations. I do me. I don't really care about what nobody else doing. Blessings to everybody. But I'm telling you, every day I wake up and I'm in some shit that I don't got nothing to do with. Like I'm thinking beyond this shit. Like for some strange reason, I feel like people feel like New Orleans is the pinnacle. Like this is it. Like and it's not
for a lot of people.
Yeah, for a lot of people.
This is where they stuck at.
Because you know, a lot of people are content.
Yeah.
So it's like they gotta be something here because they know they can't do it somewhere else.
Yeah. And that go back to me saying about the experience thing. Had I wouldn't have had that experience of like doing that touring like 30 something plus cities, like I probably wouldn't know that it's more out there either. Yeah, but because I know that, like, I'm not
New
settling for like, I don't care. Like, it's cool if y'all want to be the king. Y'all think.
But thank you for doing this with me, though, bro.
No problem, brother. You know it's love.
Yeah, for real. But look, I'm gonna have Burnell information. Like if you want to book them for events, weddings, you do all that.
Yeah. Anything but funerals. No funerals. I'm done with the funerals, man.
But close out, man.
Real talk.
Close out for me, man.
What I'm doing?
Gotta say something to close us out, man.
Sing? Okay. Not a second or another minute. Not an hour, another day. But at this moment with my arms outstretched, I need you to make a way as you have done so many times before. Through a window or an open door, I stretch my hands to thee. Come rescue me. I need you right away. I need you now. I need you now. I need you now. Not another second or another minute, not an hour, another day. But Lord, I need you right away. All right.
Hey, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, one of my favorite gospel songs.
Man,
boy, my mama gonna like this. My mama gonna like this, boy. My mama gonna be like, boy.
I said,
drove she had
for real.
I said, let me end up with the gospel since we were talking about God and all that.
But it's another so weekly podcast. Man, open, honest, vulnerable, and tune in next week. And this is the WeakLEE Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in next week.